that you're holding it again.
All right. I want to say thank you to everybody that came and
everybody here, Diane,
to help honor Brad through the ALS. You guys, everybody was so supportive to me now and when Brad was sick. And I so appreciate that. I want to introduce each person. I guess I'll go this way. This is my nephew, Chris. And we got the same memory of...
Oh, I just remember Brad's fond memories of Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
It was always an argument between us and him.
Yeah. He was a Packer fan. And this is Michelle, Chris's wife.
Hi.
And this is RG. I used to work with her at Methodist Hospital.
Hi.
You never met Brad, but...
No, I remember when you guys got married. So you were the happiest person I remember. You were like, you meant for each other. I'm sorry, Diane.
You meant for me. And this is Dwayne. This is Brad's best friend. He actually gave the eulogy at Brad's funeral.
Yeah, Brad and I had a lot of fun as young kids, ages 10 to probably 16. We had some pretty good adventures, and I covered all that when I talked about Brad at the funeral. And I think if you look up Brad's obituary, the link is still live to see the service, so you can go to that and view that. But the most distinctive thing I remember about Brad is his juvenile humor never left him. The jokes he said when we were 12 years old, he said today. So often I think about him. That's a good memory that I have about Brad. Kind of keeps me going, and I miss him. It's a horrible disease.
This is Jessica, my niece. Chris's sister.
I just always remember Brad being funny, always telling jokes.
This is Hugo, my niece's husband.
Yeah, like Brad really made me feel a part of this family. Like when I started first dating Taylor, and then when we got married, like Brad and Diane were some of the people that we were the closest to, and Brad made me feel at home here in the US. So I miss him a lot.
This is Taylor, my niece.
Yeah, I remember being in your guys' wedding. I know I was really young, but I know I was a part of it. He's always been an uncle to me, and he's always had something funny to say about every situation. Yeah.
This is Jennifer, my niece. Chris and Michelle's siblings.
I remember my fondest memory is me and my daughter went on a trip, and we went to Vegas, and we were going to go to the Grand Canyon, and we ended up not going there because it was snowing, and we decided to make a detour because we were going to San Diego, and we made a detour. This is their first year going to Phoenix when he found out he had ALS. And we made a detour and went to Phoenix and surprised them. They didn't even know we were coming. We got the address and we knocked on their door. And
It was wonderful. It was so
yes, it was only for like an hour, but he came and surprised them.
so nice.
Yes, he was so happy. Yeah.
This is Stacy. I used to work with her at Methodist. You never met Brad.
No, but I always, watched your adventures on Facebook and when we worked together, and you guys did so many fun things together. So many things that I was very curious about.
This is Grace. I used to work with her also. I worked with Stacy also.
Yes, fun memories I have with Brad, and it sticks to every time I make omelette. So Diane said, Grace, I want you to go to this remote starter in Eden Prairie. She offers the kindness is top notch, and she goes, come and I'll pick you up at the remote store, pick you up, and we'll have breakfast. She said. And then I sat there, hugged Brad, and Diane said, Brad, why don't you make your special omelette for Grace? Since then on, I make it Brad's way. So then, when they went to Mexico to Cozumel, I won't tell this. In fact, one of my co-workers is going there in Mexico to Cozumel. And I go, oh, I have a joke. I said, my friend, her husband's joke is, don't go to Cozumel because you smell. Because you smell. That's Brad. That's Brad. And I will never forget that. And we love him. I love him.
This is Randy. I used to work with him at also at Methodist.
Well, as Grace said, I remember his great sense of humor and response.
And this is Dean, a good friend of mine. And Dean is actually volunteering at Reliant Medical with ALS equipment.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm just honored with that.
Brad loved fishing, and so do I.
Oh yeah, he
We
loves
had that in common, and then there was always a Brad joke while we were fishing. You know what a Brad joke was? They didn't make a lot of sense, but we laughed at them.
This is my longest time friend, Deidre. We were roommates in Duluth in the 70s. 76.
I think of Brad, I think of his jokes. Whenever we tell a certain joke, we call him Bradisms.
Yeah.
We still do that.
This is Dave. He's a neighbor of mine. He never met Brad, but something I've said. That's okay.
Unfortunately, I never met Brad.
This is Emily, his wife.
Well, we just heard stories of Brad, so we could tell he was loved.
Emily and Dave, they have a, what is your dog's called? Your type of dog you have again? King St. Charles.
King Charles.
King Charles, who plays with Bobby all the time. And Sarah, you guys here?
I never met him either. I just know he makes those jokes, like you said.
And Sarah has what type of dog is yours again?
Teddy bear dog.
Yeah. And but plays a lot with Bobby.
So I'm the neighbor too on Jasmine Lane. That's a bunch.
Yes, that's Teresa.
I'm Teresa. I met Brad, Diane. Knew him, interacted with him a little bit, but I did go on Facebook and go through his history and that, and I felt like Diane and him had a very special marriage. They traveled a lot, they did things a lot, it was very well documented. So if you don't know Brad, go on his Facebook page, you'll see that they had a really wonderful life together, ended way too short. He did have a great sense of humor, and so I'm glad I was able to meet Brad, and now know Diane.
And Teresa keeps care of my house when I go to Phoenix for the winter.
Yep. I keep an eye on it, so don't think about it. No parties. You can come to my place and party, but not at yours. It's all good. It's all good.
And this is Kay, my neighbor.
I didn't really know Brad very well, but I feel like I do through Diane's short stories that she shares, and with all of the comments about his humor, that's one thing that Diane talks about. So that, I enjoy those stories. And the other thing that sticks out to me is Diane was telling us about his love of mushrooms.
Real mushrooms.
That's very interesting fact about Brad. And I remember too, and also I think one of the first times my husband had helped Diane with something and Brad, and my husband is very forgetful, left his glasses on top of her van, and then when Diane went away, he forgot his glasses and he couldn't find it. So if you guys, my husband's the most forgetful person in this world.
And somebody drove over his glasses.
Somebody probably heard.
But no, I mean, all the stories again, Diane, I just love the fact that you keep Brad's memory alive and you keep sharing the stories. That just keeps him alive.
And she has a golden doodle Bobby always plays with. And this is Devin, Kay's son, and he comes out all the time too and plays with the dogs.
It's very fun, yeah. One great story that Diane told me was how she picked Bobby's name is because Brad liked Bob Barker, so that's, that she decided in honor of Brad to name Bobby, Bobby is a Bob Barker.
Yes.
So I always thought that was touching. That's my favorite memory.
And this is Kim. I used to work with her, good friend also with everybody. Worked with her at Methodist. That's where we met.
Yeah. So Brad was just a great, awesome person. His humor just made everyone laugh, and he always wanted everybody to be happy. So I just remember that about him. If you were sad, he always knew how to make you laugh. Yeah.
So I thought of something else. Brad liked to fish. And when we were kids, we fished together all the time. And he kept fishing through his adult life. I kind of got a little lazy, so my knowledge of fishing kind of waned. But he organized, after we got together after about 25 years, he organized a fishing trip in my home state of South Dakota. He researched the lake and did all that, We ended up going up to the lake. Of course, he caught the majority of the fish, and I was trying to get tutoring lessons from him on the fly. But that night, we both slept in a tent together. Pretty good sized tent. We had cots in there. So we decided we would get into a farting contest to see if we could evacuate each other from the tent. But the only time we left the tent was to go take a leak, and we bathed in each other's misery that night amongst a lot of laughs. A lot of laughs.
I don't think he told me that. But that sounds like something Brad would have started.
I think he did start it, so I had to counter it. We had the right food for it that night. We had some baked beans.
No. I stayed back with
Shared my
Sherry,
wife,
his
yeah.
Oh, you missed out on all the fun.
I did. Well, everybody,
I didn't introduce myself.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. My
I'm Jeanette, Diane's, her sister. I hope you don't mind that I'm recording this, but then Diane will have a memory of the walk, so it's getting recorded. But my memory of Brad, one, his one-liner jokes all the time. He always tried to make people laugh. And I think the first time I met him, I was camping up north. Diane brought him up to the campground with Mom, if I remember right, and he had just shaved his head because his sister had leukemia, and I thought that was very special of him for doing that in support of his sister. And then he did it a second time when our sister with cancer too, so he did things to show his support, which was a very loving man of him.
Yeah, he did. And then, actually it was 9 years between when he had his head shaved for my oldest sister, and exactly 9 years to the date he was diagnosed with ALS. You know, Brad would be totally honored everybody showed. I gotta say something too. He was my everything. I was an unhappy person before I knew Brad, and he gave such a purpose to my life.
So Diane, tell us how you met Brad. I don't know if I do.
Actually, that's a good, I met Brad. I had a condo in Hopkins, and Brad had a condo in Hopkins. And I was in one building, Brad was in the building right next door. And, we eventually met. He seemed like he was always coming home from work at the same time I was. And he parked his pickup truck right next to really by my garage. It's kind of first like, why is this guy always coming home at the same time? And I remember my mom saying something once when she was visiting with me. She's like, there's that guy, he's always coming home, he's always leaving at the same time you do. There's a guy for you. And I'm like, yeah, Mom. And, eventually I had a piece of furniture I needed moved from my unit, and another neighbor bought it. And Brad came in to help, and he asked another neighbor, is Diane seeing anybody? And said no, and he called me, and we started dating, and from there we got married. It would have been 18 years on August 14th. So he was a good man, and he's a good guy. What else to say?
Well, we're glad to be here for you and for you.
Thank you. We're here for you. You know that.
Thank you. Yeah. Actually, this is my brother Mike. Actually, Mike, we're here at the walk. Yeah, we just finished. Here's everybody.
We can pretend he's at the walk too.
We can pretend he's not coming here. This is my brother. My brother Mike just happened to call. He calls me, since Brad died probably 3-4 times a week. So does Jeanette.
What was his memory?
What he
Brad's
shared.
one-liner jokes and everything.
Everybody's on that same.
Yeah. Brad tried to make everybody happy. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. One sister passed away 9 years ago, I believe. So there's a lot of us.